Hi, we're going to discuss a code yellow today, and I thought by I'll first ask you, what is a code yellow? I'll give you two hints. You've probably heard of the term Amber Alert, and also going outside in the sunshine. The two hints, the Amber Alert is for a missing child. You've probably heard it on the radio. And going outside in the sunshine, you can think of a resident leaving the building, going out in the yellow sun for an outing. With code yellow, it can happen by being alerted on your pager. It could say west stair exit, front stair exit, or north stair exit. If your pager goes off and you have those emergency alerts, you must react, and because I can guarantee you 100% somebody has left the building through the stairway exits. They only go off if that door is open. So when you go and let's say it said west door, emergency west stair exit, right away you would go there immediately. So let's say you go to the stairway and you see the doors closed. Do you think you should still react? Yes, you should, because a resident could open the door and then close it behind them. I guarantee you somebody has left the building, so you must check. So when you go to check, you open the door and you look out, and maybe you don't see anybody. Maybe the resident has already turned the corner. So now you're going to have to go outside of the building to do your check. So at that point, you need to bring a buddy with you. You have to have two people, because if you get out there and maybe the resident has fallen or they're difficult, you need to be able to, one of you needs to stay with the resident and the other person would have to go back and get some more help. Okay, so there's 3 emergency stair exits in the building, and they all will alert the pager if they go off. The other door would be the front door. There's a little stairwell right off to the side of the main door. So that's considered the south or the front door stairway exit. And then there's another stairway exit right by the kitchen. And that one goes out to the back of the building. So again, always take a buddy with you when you go to check those areas. Okay, so let's now imagine that a resident has gone missing, but they didn't go out through the stairway exit, that they got their way through the building, and somebody has come up to you and said, oh, do you know where Mr. So-and-so is? We now need to begin the process of dealing with a missing person. So the first thing you would do is you would talk to the nurse. The nurse then will have some other duties that she would do. She would check the sign-out sheet to see if a resident has been signed out, because maybe she just wasn't aware. And then she would also alert the other units. At the same time as alerting the other units, you're checking the unit that the resident lives on. That's your first goal, is to check that unit. If it's a unit like Creekside or Dawnside, because they're joined units, you probably would want to alert them right away. Otherwise, the nurse, she could choose to just check her own home unit first and then alert the other units. When you're checking a unit, you need to make sure you're doing a thorough check. You would want to check in the resident's room and the washroom. Because one time we had an incident where they checked the resident's room, and there was a resident in the room, but there was also another resident in the washroom. So that was missed when they did their check. The other areas that you want to check would be utility rooms, linen rooms, any storage rooms, staff washrooms, bathing rooms. You need to check any space that a resident could have stepped into. Ambleside has a lot of other spaces that need to be checked. There's a family room, the rec room, and you need to go behind the rec room because there's a little kitchenette there. Family room, I think I said that. Locker rooms, mechanical room, electrical room, maintenance room, laundry, kitchen, several washrooms. So there's lots of areas on Ambleside, so you must do a complete check when you think somebody's missing on Ambleside. Okay, so we've done our thorough check and we still can't find the resident. So at that point, we probably want to call the family, because they may have taken the resident out and we just don't know it. So we want to call the family, and we should also let the front desk know, of course, because maybe they would have seen somebody leave. So when you call the family, you might want to get some extra information from them. You know, are there any spots that the resident might be trying to get to? They may even want to come and help look for the resident. So after we've alerted the family, then we want to call 911. Because at that point, you know, we should let the police know. So when they call the police, you want to have some information ready. You want to have what the resident was wearing, give the resident's name, where the resident might be leaving or going to, and what time the resident left, because that's important, right? When you first discovered that the resident might be missing. So you've let the police, you've given them the information, and we also can look around a bit more just on the general area outside our facility. We can check the courtyard, well, that should be done earlier probably, but the parking lot area and maybe any close by locations. If you're going to send staff members out to do that, there should be 2 of them, 2 people again, just in case you run into some trouble. Okay. And then, of course, once the resident is found, we want to let the family know again, and we want to alert the staff as to how that happened, because we can always, we want to learn from these mistakes. I know we've had a couple of incidents where the residents on Bayside have gone down the elevator, and that's because the person who went on the elevator did not watch that the door shut before, well, I guess actually I shouldn't say that, sorry. What happened was the staff member just got off the elevator on Bayside and didn't wait for the elevator door to close. So the resident just hopped in and went down. Another case, somebody sent something up on the elevator and didn't go with the item on the elevator. So then a resident, when the door opened on Bayside, they just hopped on the elevator and came downstairs. We've had other incidents where the resident followed somebody outside the door and walked into another unit. So we have to be really careful on Bayside and our other units that we're always questioning if a resident is in the right place. I know we have signs posted as to who is an elopement risk, and you want to be aware of who those people are. Okay, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you again.